عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good afternoon. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قولوا آمنا بالله وما أنزل إلينا وما أنزل إلى إبراهيم وإسماعيل وإسحاق ويعقوب والأسباط وما أوتي موسى وعيسى وما أوتي النبيون من ربهم لا نفرق بين أحد منهم ونحن له مسلمون. صدق الله العظيم.
Mankind, indeed, we have created you from a male and female, and made you into nations and tribes, that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. Indeed, Allah is knowing and acquainted. Say, O believers, we have believed in Allah, and what has been revealed to us, and what has been revealed to Abraham, and Ishmael, and Isaac, and Jacob, and the descendants, and what was given to Moses and Jesus, and what was given to the prophets from their Lord. We make no distinction between any of them, and we are Muslims in submission to Him.
Again, on behalf of the Islamic Center of Long Island and the Interfaith Institute, we welcome you today. When you signed in, you may have gotten a packet which does have a beautiful flyer and synopsis of what we've done so far this year. The mission of the the Interfaith Institute is to engage Muslims and members of other faiths by promoting values and teachings of Islam and other faiths, and to advocate and promote interfaith harmony in a multicultural environment in accordance with the Quran and Sunnah. And that's why we are here today, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Khan is very instrumental in starting the Interfaith Institute, and he's going to give a history of what we've done so far. Thank you, Dr. Khan.
So delighted to see so many of you and so many new faces. It's a particular pleasure to welcome all of you here. My task in the next couple of minutes is to give you a little background about how we got to this point. What is this all about? As I was thinking, it dawned on me that this was launched during my childhood. I grew up in Kashmir, which is a predominantly Muslim community. Bucks in his office. To get an appointment with the president of the university is not easy. So he found the time. And when I shared this idea with him, he said, go for it. And so with that kind of an encouragement, we established and got the Interfaith Institute registered in New York State, thanks to one of our member lawyers, Nadia Pervez. And the institute was launched last October. And you will see in the booklet, in the newsletter which has been given to everybody, the two major articles that appeared in Newsday, the day of the launch and the day after.
Thank you for coming here. Maybe when you guys are next time here, do notice the plastic will be on. So first of all, it's an honor for me to be on the Board of Trustees of the Interfaith Institute, and I would like to congratulate Dr. Khan, not just for this last 1 year, because his interfaith journey cannot be counted in years, hours, because it's humanly impossible. I also have the honor to call him my guru in my own interfaith journey. And I'm extremely grateful for all the guidance that he has given me, and jokes on my own. Doesn't do too well with those. So, especially in this current atmosphere of ethnic and Islamophobia, which is a very systematic phenomenon. We all know, actually if you look around, you will find every shade of human skin that is possible, that exists in this room by the grace of God. And that's a testament of not just one group's interfaith journey. This is a collective interfaith journey that we have all accomplished. I think we are a group which have figured out that the only way to do it right is to do it together. And by the grace of God, we will continue with our journey. Just a couple of things connecting myself to Kerala. He's right here, smiling, he knows my story. So my paternal grandfather, my paternal uncle was the governor of Kerala. So I have a connection with Kerala. I hope it goes on television. So, and by the way, as you guys were going through these slides, let it be known that through the Interfaith Institute, we were able to announce that the Queen of England is now Muslim because she covers her head. I will now give it to Shahida to take it from here. And when you see these ladies with their head covers, none of them is submissive by any measure. And I have worked with each one of them. They're tough. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the first annual Interfaith Institute Awards event. We are very happy to have all of you here today. Dr. Farooq Khan gave me the task of talking about hijab, and I was wondering why he picked me. I don't even wear the hijab. So I said, let's see what we can talk about. And today I thought I would speak briefly about what hijab is and why do Muslims wear it, and its religious and personal significance in the contemporary life of an American Muslim. The purpose of my presentation today is not to settle these issues, but to simply shed more light on what it really is and how it is used in a diverse way. The verses relating to dress use the term khimar, or head covering, and jilbab is a dress or a cloak rather than hijab. While most of you may be familiar with the most typical type of hijab, a headscarf that covers the hair, ear and neck, but still shows the face, there are several other types. We have what is called the khimar. The khimar is a rectangular scarf that is wrapped loosely around the head, like the hijab. This form of hijab covers the head but often leaves the neck and face clear. And this is often found in countries such as Iran and Turkey. Chador. Chador is a long cloak that covers a woman's entire body. The chador, like the one worn by my grandmother, wraps around the head and drapes to a woman's feet. And the niqab. Niqab is a face covering that covers the mouth and nose but leaves the eyes clear. This is often worn in very conservative communities in the Middle East and Africa. Burqa. The burqa covers the entire face and body, leaving a mesh screen through which the woman can see. Many of you may have seen these in some of the most conservative communities such as rural Afghanistan. Let me end with an interesting fact that in spite of all the talk about suppression of rights of women in Muslim societies, we have had 9 Muslim heads of state. Benazir Bhutto, Pakistan, Khalida Zia and Sheikha Hasina of Bangladesh, Megawati Sukarnoputri of Indonesia, Atifete Jaga of Kosovo, Madior Boye of Senegal, Tansu Çiller of Turkey, and the most recent one, Amina Gurib Fakim, a scientist recently elected to lead Mauritius. And last but not the least, the first woman president of the Islamic Center of Long Island right here and right now as we speak. Hijab is the way a person talks, walks, looks, and thinks. All of it should be done modestly and applies to both men and women.
Dr. Uni Mopin will say a few words about them. He's also on the board of the Interfaith Institute.
I'm a strong believer that interfaith activity need not be promoted because it should be a way of life. I don't think if you adopt that as a way of life, you don't have to promote it. I come from the state, as he told, Kerala. It's a small state in the southern part of Kerala, only 2.7% of the total population. But it's about 33 million people. And I'm always gloating about our state because it's 100% literate. There's only one place in the whole world where 100% literacy. And United Nations promotes our state for that particular purpose, stating that poverty and literacy and education and all those things need not be interrelated. You can be poor but at the same time literate. You can be poor at the same time you can be healthy. Now, compared to the rest of Kerala, rest of India, we are fortunate that the proportion of Hindus, Muslims and Christians are not that different. For example, in India, Hindus are 80%, Muslims are around 15%, the remaining 5% are mixed, Christianity and Buddhism and all those things. Whereas in Kerala, Hindus are 55%, Muslims are 25% and the Christians are 20%. In spite of that, you will never hear a religious place being vandalized, a person of one religion being attacked by another person, and it is shown as an example of interreligious harmony. Christianity came to Kerala in 52 AD. That means only 52 years after his death. Saint Thomas, who was the apostle of Jesus, came to Kerala through sea route, and as you know, his dead body is still in India in Goa. Now, Islam also came to Kerala during the lifespan of Prophet, through the Arab trade route through where Calicut and Cochin were well-known trade routes for sea. Now, in my own hometown, we have got a synagogue that is 450 years old, still a tourist attraction. And in Trivandrum, which is the capital of our state, has got one wall separating a Hindu temple and a Muslim mosque on either side of the wall. And across the street is a Christian church where Pope John Paul came and prayed. So these are few examples, and I'm really proud that I'm from that state, and I personally feel that if you make that as a way of life, there will not be any interreligious problem. I also give a lot of credit to Hindus, because if they were not welcoming and they were not tolerant, a new religion like Christianity or Islam would not have thrived in that state. So I give a lot of credit to Hindus of our state.